There are homes, and then there are superhomes, owned by the super wealthy, where only the very finest will do. But who actually constructs these brick-built behemoths? One man who knows as much as anyone is Guy Phoenix. Over the last decade or so, he's created palaces for the mega-rich. From the grandest of entrance halls.
Welcome to Hermitage.
To colossal bedrooms that you could fit a small house in.
This is the super bedroom.
Each of Guy's superhomes is designed to fulfill the opulent whims of Britain's wealthiest homeowners. All this from a man who's completely self-taught.
I wasn't the cleverest kid at school, so I had to start at the bottom. Nobody gave me any money.
But as Guy's superhome ambitions become more and more extravagant, the challenges in building them become more and more demanding.
Okay, oh, whoa, fucking hell. You can see, oh, Jesus, tense.
And Guy's unquelling confidence in his luxury houses.
Is this not a fucking room you want to die in?
Means him insisting on building things his way.
This is why I don't allow fucking customers to come to fucking houses.
But Guy is allowing us to open the door on his lavish creations and unlocking the secrets to his success, building Britain's superhomes. Guy Phoenix has been building homes for 25 years, but it's only over the last 10 years his dream of building superhomes for the super wealthy has come true.
Clients come to me for a Guy Phoenix home because they know it's going to be a big fuck-off house. They know it's going to look great. They know it's going to tick all the boxes. You know, we put in the luxuries, we put in the saunas, the steam room. You know, it's big, it's fucking luxury.
But Guy has a unique approach to superhome construction that sets him apart from the competition.
I am possibly the only developer in the world that builds houses of this value without a full set of plans. I say, look, I can't tell you exactly what it's going to look like. I can't tell you how much it's going to cost, but I do tell you it will be fucking fabulous.
Guy's ad hoc approach means clients trusting him to build their multi-million-pound superhome with no internal plans or drawings and be happy to leave Guy in peace to build it his way.
You tell me what you want in the house and I'll deliver it, but you have to trust in the process. And if you can't do it, then I'm not the person for you.
All this from a man with no qualifications or training in house design.
I pretty much got kicked out of school. I have no qualifications in interior design. You know, I'm not an architect. I ad lib it. It's more art than it is construction, but people come to me because my houses are the best fucking houses, basically.
Guy's first foray into superhome construction began 15 years ago when he decided to build his own family home in Nottingham.
Yeah, so we're in the first proper house that I ever built. This was the first one that I wanted to oversize everything and make it bigger. And it's changed over the years. This used to be a circular window years ago. This used to be a shark tank.
Yes, instead of hanging a nice picture on the wall, Guy decided to plop in a 20,000-litre shark tank.
It used to be known as the Shark House. So for many years, there was a queue outside the house because in the evening, when all the lights are dimmed down, you actually saw through the gate. So, you know, the shark's only that big, but because of the lighting and the shadow, it looked like fucking Jaws was swimming past the window.
When Jaws eventually passed away, Guy decided to swap the shark tank with a bar.
Through the bar, into what I've created as a mini casino. You know, I like visiting the casinos, and during the lockdown period, you couldn't go, and I had an idea of how about we put a little casino in. What the Shark Tank did was elevate my career. So I use my own house as a testing ground for all other houses I'm going to build. Even the casino was a test. Does it work? Do people like it? I've had to learn, and I've learnt the hard way. You know, you can't be perfect from the start, and it's through time and effort and listening to other people, understanding that we've now got to where we are today. But I've got to find the next niche every time. What's he doing now that this guy's not doing? Why am I gonna stay at the top? Is because I'm putting the casinos, or I'm gonna put in a full-on massage parlour. Up the stairs, I wanted the circular theme, the sort of open landing so you can look down on the dining room table. This was the first semi-impressive chandelier, and we've got bigger and bigger and bigger. And you know, it's impressive, it's decent, but it's not blow your mind fabulous.
But Guy's tiddler of a chandelier was a light bulb moment for his future superhomes.
This made me think, what can I do next to make a chandelier go from floor to ceiling? One thing I should have thought about when I did that is when you want to change a light bulb, it's difficult because you've got to do this lot. You've actually got a balance on there. I've got used to it now. But then you clip on there and you put your slide and you get the light bulb like that. But
Yeah, please don't try this at home, kids. Across the city, and just a stone's throw from Nottingham's historic castle, lies the setting for one of Guy's latest opulent undertakings. Once a royal park, the park estate is now a private and very exclusive residential neighbourhood. The perfect location for Guy to weave his superhome magic on this derelict hillside house. But from the get-go, building this superhome will require almost superhuman powers.
this job is a logistical nightmare in the fact that it's keyhole surgery. So we're building an enormous house under a platform that we're not allowed to remove through a 2 metre by 2 metre hole. So very, very difficult. If you can think of every difficulty in building a house, we can't get to it from the sides, we can't get to it from down below, so we can only get from the road here. I mean, it's just the most peculiar, unfriendlier way of building anything, but I'm in now, and I need to make sure that not only do we come in on budget, it is the wow factor that they've come to me in the first place for.
Converting this building site into one of Guy's wow factor superhomes requires some hardcore revamping. To start with, Guy will dig out a new space beneath the top floor, which will double the size of the house. In here, he'll be throwing in a swimming pool, jacuzzi, sauna, steam room, 2 guest bedrooms, oh, and a bar, of course, to create a vast and lavish entertainment space. The top floor will be the main living space, with a sumptuous 1,000 square foot bespoke kitchen, dining space, and lounge. Next to this will be the master bedroom, with a huge adjoining bathroom and dressing rooms. Almost every room will have stunning views of the parkland, but there'll also be a 60-foot top-floor double balcony with yet another bar. Guy moved his team in January 2021 and spent the first 2 weeks clearing over 200 tons of rubble from beneath the house. But just when they were ready to lay the foundations, Guy unearthed an ancient discovery.
This area is riddled with caves that link all the way up to the castle. You know, Nottingham Castle's very, very famous, Robin Hood, you know, we didn't know whether fucking Maid Marian might be down here. So we had all the specialists, the archaeologists that come down and now have to register it and make sure it's safe. So we lost 10 weeks there.
It might have shafted his schedule.
Oh, Jesus.
But even the darkest clouds in Guy's skies have a silver lining.
Most builders, it would be a problem to them and perhaps block it off and fill it with concrete. But I love this sort of thing. All of this has been cut by hand hundreds and hundreds of years ago. And what we're going to do is utilise somebody else's work, really. Whenever you find something like this, to make a feature of it, which enhances the houses we're building and also, you know, shows what Nottingham's all about.
The delay for the cave survey cost Guy time and a lot of money. But with the groundworks complete, walls can start going up and down.
This is the most important bit. It's like an artist with a painting. You've got a blank canvas. The first thing they do is they put the base coat on. which is effectively the foundations here. And then you have an outline of what you're drawing. That's where we're at this stage here. And then, of course, once you've done that and you know where you're going, it's a process of building up and building up and building up.
But Guy's ad hoc approach to building his masterpieces also means him pushing the boundaries with local planners.
What the planners aren't wanting is the light pollution. So what they're concerned about is light escaping and this building standing out too much. But I'm hoping we can do it all in glass. It's criminal, absolute fucking criminal, to block that view.
Guy needs to keep the view, but not blind the neighbours at night. Fortunately, when it comes to lighting his superhomes, Guy is extremely enlightened.
It's going to be classy, not fucking Blackpool. Beautifully lit, backlit. So that's what I'm after.
6 weeks into the build, Guy's team is storming ahead, with all the internal walls now in place. Today is the first big test for Guy's vision, because it's owner James's first visit to the house since Guy began work.
Businessman, very smart. He's no fool. I looked over a few plans of his. He was umming and ahhing. So I said to James, don't like that, that's not right, that's not right. And he turned around and says, you fucking do it. They are the most wonderful people to work for because they trust me. They allow me to go crazy. It's as if it was my own project. So he'll walk round and he'll love it. Well, he better do. So, first of all, do you want the good news or the good fucking news?
The best news.
The best news.
Yeah.
Right, so let me walk you through to your bedroom. Double doors, all the aspects about the view, isn't it? Straight into here. Into your bathroom. So double doors, then as you walk in, a massive walk-in shower.
Yes.
Yeah? It's big. Smile.
All right.
But Guy isn't the only one with big ideas. Owner James has his eye on building a wall of glass.
What glass? All glass?
I think so. It's because you're bringing this room, making that room look massive.
But the room is so big anyway.
Yeah, but that's the...
There's open plan and there's open plan.
That's...
Normally, hallways...
Excuse me, who are you talking to me that builds these massive, great, big bloody houses and then you're saying...
Do you want it bigger?
God.
Knock the fucker down, get the wrecking ball out,
Hey,
start
hey,
again. This is why I don't allow fucking customers to come to fucking houses. Knock it down.
Well, that went well. In 2019, luxury property developer Guy Phoenix completed his largest superhome construction to date. This mammoth 9-bedroom mansion in Nottinghamshire went on the market for a cool £10 million.
Welcome to Hermitage. This is a 12.9 metre house. As soon as you walk in, you look straight down into the pool. Hermitage is a famous hotel in Monaco. And I wanted a little bit of Monaco in the East Midlands. Look at this. I've not been back to this house. This is the first time here for 18 months. And it just fucking wows you. Where next? So, where next? Let's go in the dining room. Great big room, 12-seater dining table.
And what dining room is complete without its own champagne room?
We put in these bands to light it up. When I did, I had one of these bottles early on, so the colour of the shield on the champagne actually continues through the house. So I wanted it all to continue through. The polished floors, of course, the floating units, the lights. A lot of people were scared to begin with that the house could feel like a warehouse, could be too big. But I hope that I've demonstrated, even within a monster 20,000 plus square foot house that this is, it can still feel cosy. The kitchen. Again, like everything else in this house, it's oversized, beautiful high ceilings, an island, similar size to a battleship. Monaco calling, Monaco calling. Who might that be? Prince Albert, you'll have to hang on. I'm just busy at the minute. Bar area to eat breakfast, another island there, your pantry, more fridges. I mean, I think I worked out there's 135 places to sit in this house.
And that doesn't include the toilet seats, of which there are 18 in this house, as well as 12 shower rooms, 10 sitting rooms, at least 2,000 light fittings. Oh, but just the one helicopter pad, I'm afraid.
Lounge. Another great big room. We've got the gilded paper. So this costs £300 a roll for the paper. Beautiful aspect. It's got a great garden, you've got lots of glass, you've got lots of natural light coming in. Got a bit of a bar, home cinema. Jesus, cook your fucking turkey in here. Great pool, you've got the sauna. That circle in the floor is the same all the way through, and that circle is exactly the same size circle as the one above it and radiates through the house. That has got to be one of my favourite views. I bring my family and my kids here, and they say, "Why can't we have it, Dad?" Well, we can. We're just short the 10 million quid it costs to buy it.
There are 9 bespoke bedroom suites spread through this 4-floor superhome, but the master bedroom is on a whole different level.
It's a monster, fucking monster room. Who the fuck's got a 7-metre size headboard? And then, you walk past there, you've got 1, 2, 3, 4 and a bit metre bed. So in bed, you get into bed, look, and that is a comfy bed. Sit back here, look, beautiful. Look at the size of my monster bedroom. It's about the wow factor. It's about the ledges. It's about the height. It's about the fireplace. Oversize everything.
Because Guy likes to build the interiors of his homes ad hoc, he has to construct it as, in effect, a giant warehouse to begin with, so that he can slot in or throw out walls and ceilings on a whim. To make, for example, a balcony overlooking your monster master bedroom.
Originally, this floor continued all the way through, and it was like 2 enormous rooms. But then it just jumped out at me as if to say, fuck, I've got to be able to have that view. So, everybody loves a bathroom you can play tennis in. Great big his and hers showers. All of these tiles are Armani, very expensive.
So, apart from an enormous bathroom, an internal balcony, office, a separate sitting room, oh, and a coffee machine, of course, what else does any self-respecting bedchamber require?
So to the dressing rooms.
Ah, of course.
His and hers dressing rooms, all your shoes, you know, areas for your belts. You've got these beautiful velvet lined, you know, watches and all that sort of stuff. What I've come to understand is wealthy people have lots of things, you know, ski gear, riding gear, space fucking helmet. Well, you know, they've got lots of things.
Spending 10 million quid on a house may sound insane to most folk, but as Guy well knows, it's all about location, location, location.
If you stuck this in Monaco, for instance, this house potentially would achieve 200 million. I want the big boys to look at me and say, fuck, who is this fucking bloke? I've got all the money in the world. Let's have some fun with him. Guy, you've got 5 years, your baby, off you go. Build the best that you can build. I believe that I could build the most extravagant, expensive home on the planet.
For now, Guy has his latest Superhome project to keep him busy. A stone's throw from Nottingham Castle, it's now 8 weeks into its multi-million-pound makeover. The house's unique hillside location means stunning views over the parkland. However, at the moment, the rear of the house is more of a dirt-filled ski slope than a garden. But after 6 weeks of digging and craning out more than 2,000 tons of soil, Guy can now start to make the rear of the house fit for a superhome.
The garden is taking some shape in the fact that we now have a slope, and what we're going to do is, well, let's see down the bottom first. The garden was a nightmare before, and literally was as steep as this. So we've maintained the same gradient, but what we've tried to do is cut a pathway through it, because what's the point of having a decent-sized garden if you can't use it? A lot of work in this, concrete pumps, great big thing that came over, you know, cubes and cubes of concrete. I fancy a seating area down here, really, under the tree. Hot summer's day, sit down and read fucking Jane Eyre or whatever you do. You know, a beautiful, beautiful setting in the park. The biggest challenges on this site are still the logistics, the fact that every sleeper, all this soil, mixing up there, getting the sand down from the road. This is probably the most difficult house I've ever built.
Inside, Guy's team are diving into building the huge swimming pool, which includes a super-powered jet.
This thing allows you to swim as fast as you like, and it doesn't matter if you're Mike Phelps, you're never going to get to the wall.
Running through every room of the house is a vast array of integrated technology that will also make this a super smart superhome.
So any switch, if I want, this switch here can actually turn the pool waterfall on. The system, being a smart home, will allow you to control any circuit from anywhere.
The whole house is wired up, from the music system to the lights, even the temperature of the pool and the jacuzzi. In all, there are over 20 kilometres of cables, which brings its own problems.
There's one mistake they've made, I'll show you if you like. I don't like showing mistakes. You want to see the mistake? I'll show you the mistake. And we can really fucking lay into him today because he's not here. So this little beauty, look, what they've left us with. Thanks for that, mate. So what he's done is, I tell you what, rather than drilling a little hole in that great big monster fucking 500 deep steel, what I'll do is I'll just come across there because it's fucking easier. So now what we have to now do, we have to pull the tanking away, smash out the blockwork, put the cables into that blockwork, and then concrete back a corner, and then put the tanking back. All because they couldn't be bothered to drill a hole through that fucking steel. Or indeed, go through one of the existing holes. So they're the little bits that are frustrating.
Upstairs, joiners Dave and Paul are building a headboard for the master bedroom. As someone who believes in supersizing everything, Guy likes the bedrooms to be all about the bed. Absolutely nothing smaller than 7 foot wide. 2 foot wider than the king size that the owners have requested.
She's going to scream at me because the bed's too big, you know. We don't want a 7 foot bed, she said. Ignored. You need a big bed. You sleep that side, I sleep that side. Occasionally we meet in the middle.
But Guy doesn't just believe that bigger is better. He has a theory that his luxury superhomes can also supersize their owners' bank balances.
That's why I've said it's always about a lifestyle. 3 or 4 of the last guys, families that bought the house have made so much money. And I believe that's because, you know, your lifestyle. When you buy one of these houses and you start to live and everything works properly and everything's insulated and you're not annoyed by sound travelling through from one room to the other, you sleep in a great big bed, you've got beautiful views, the air conditioning's right, you can sleep properly, you know, it just makes you more efficient as a person. It's true, it is a lifestyle. Yes, it's nice to have a nice car, go on decent holidays, but fuck me, surely your lifestyle should start with where you live.
Nottingham-based Superhome Supremo Guy Phoenix has spent the last 15 years building homes for the super-rich. Over that time, he's also built up his own merry band of men to do the dirty but distinguished work.
It's took me 20 years to assemble this team, and each and every one of my men are the best at what they do. I've got all the expertise I need on site. So I've got Dave, fantastic joiners and heavily involved in the mechanics. I have the world's best decorator. He's just so particular. Mike the tiler, the best tiler, bar none, on the fucking planet. I mean, this is a man who can cut circles within fucking circles. It's, you know, Digger Dave, I haven't mentioned Digger Dave. Digger Dave, no one on earth can operate a machine like that man. I would stick a Lego brick in my fucking mouth and let him take it out with the machine. You've got the team of plasterers. You've got a selection of labourers. Travis, a New Yorker, as strong as a fucking ox.
Pretty much every day in England is the same. I can't differentiate winter, summer, spring, fall, autumn, whatever. Just like you're cooking. Sunday dinner. I've never ate so much gravy in my life.
And everybody works together. We spend more time as a unit with each other than we do with our own families. There's my wife.
Hi, Maze. Hi, Maze.
Why have you parked in my spot?
Guy and his team's latest project is the transformation of a hillside house in Nottingham's prestigious Park Estate. They've been cementing, demolishing, and rebuilding for the last 16 weeks now.
So the structural work is effectively done. This is the fun bit. This is the bit I enjoy, which is get it right. When you start to see the windows and the doors go in, it will all come together.
With the main structure in place, the team can now begin adding Guy's signature wow factor features that will transform this from a very nice home into an extraordinary super home. All of Guy's previous homes have had show-stopping staircases, and he's pulling out the stops for this one too.
The effect that I want to get is I want these treads to appear like they're floating from the wall. So we'll stone all around those, and then I'll put lights in them. So this staircase just looks like it's floating all the way down. It'll be very impressive.
The staircases in this house will require over 3 tons of steel to be precision cut, welded and fitted. Fortunately, Guy has just the man for the job as part of his team, Stevie Steele.
My background is predominantly aerospace. I was taught in a factory just over the road, actually, called Royal Ordnance, many years ago.
Steve's been a key member of Guy's team for over 10 years, so is well used to Guy's grand plans and maverick methods.
We're doing this on site, so it's sort of under Guy's control. He wants to see how it's going to be developed. You know, obviously giving him a picture from a CAD drawing and a finish doesn't really satisfy how he feels it might be in this house. Most of the time it will probably be an experiment and hopefully he'll like it, but there has been times where he said, I don't like it, take it down. In my engineering time and site works, I don't know anywhere that builds bespoke pieces on site from steel. We'll see what happens, shall we?
To make Stevie Steele's job even harder, the owner of the house has asked that the stairs be as shallow as possible.
It is a very shallow staircase. It works out at about 28 degrees, actually.
Steve has built the opulent staircases in all of Guy's Superhomes, so he's no stranger to pressure. But even the smallest miscalculation will see the entire staircase being scrapped.
And ultimately, when you're on the stairs, you see everything has got to be absolutely equal. This is literally facing the music as you've got it in front of you, you know? How do I look on TV?
Dashing.
We're good to go. Definitely due a pay rise now.
One 3-ton steel floating staircase later.
We have stairs, yeah, so these are just temporary. It'll pop out because the stone behind it's going to be a lighter sandy colour, and then this will be a brown with bronze flecks in. It'll just pop out the wall. And then, of course, the glass will hang down here, and the glass will follow down here and return. So you've got a total floating structure.
To add to the floating effect, the stair treads will be made of glass. With such amazing views, glass is going to play a huge role in this superhome. With Guy planning to kit the rear of the house out with over 6 tons of triple glazed windows. But therein lies a problem.
Oh, fucking don't talk to me about the glazing. Now you're down here, you can see the scope of it. Now what we've got to do is we've got to get windows in there, but it's not like we can just get a crane and then come over, because of course with the floating balcony, we're going to be 2.5 meters away from the windows. So what we've got to, if you were to scaffold this, it would be very, very difficult. How will I do it? I don't know yet, is the answer, but I'll sort it.
It's halfway through the build, and it's also Halloween, which means party time at Guy's posh pad. Ooh, nice costume.
What I like to do is invite a load of friends round, and then I invite clients too. It's just an icebreaker, really. You invite so they feel more comfortable with me, you get to see the house, to meet some of my friends, they have a good time, and hopefully they leave and think, you know what, that's the guy to build my house. We do lots of parties. It's a great party house. I like to be the centre of attention here. I work hard and I play hard.
It's a good job that Guy likes to work hard, because one of the trickiest days of his superhome build is upon him.
Window day. So we've been dreading this day for a while. We've got 5 oversized pieces of glass coming, treble glazed. It's glass. So the nature of glass is, you scratch it, it looks fucking awful. Everything's against us.
on a busy private road with traffic coming by. It's going to be fun for the next few hours.
Fitting windows into a house is not normally something to get terribly excited about, but Guy has around £25,000 worth of triple glazed glass to install, each piece weighing over half a ton. Even worse, because of the awkward shape of the house, Guy has to rip the front door and staircase out and use a makeshift hoist to lower the glass down to the floor below.
Showtime. Hence.
Just one scratch on these little beauties, and it's £5,000 down the drain. And a 6-week wait for another one to be made.
Lift to the back. Around, push it in, Paul, at the top. Hold on. Right back, right back, right back, right back.
Now for the really tricky part.
Get out, Steve. Now put it down, yeah. Oh, fucking hell. Yo, you got it? Right, let it go back out, let the glass out. Right. Whoa. You're on the ladder. Okay, you're down.
And once they're on the right floor, the windows will need to be carried over the swimming pool and jacuzzi.
1, 2, 3, lift.
Round, guy.
Yeah. Gotta go right up.
We'll stay where we are, you go round.
Look. Don't put your finger under that fucker. Come and grab it where you can, Trav, with this sucker.
Right, keep going over, guy.
Yeah,
Keep going over.
I'm going round. Oh!
Ooh, that fucking fell then.
If that went on the concrete, that was it, done.
One false move, and £5,000 of glass falls 15 feet to the ground, and Guy's schedule is in ruins.
Ready? 2, 3. 2. We're lifting. 2, 3.
Lift him.
Right, down at that. Yeah. I'm in.
Is that safe? Yeah. Okay. Right, process again.
Guy's wonder wall of glass seals the construction phase of the project and opens the door on the next stage, turning an empty shell into a superhome. The latest superhome construction by luxury property developer Guy Phoenix is finally sealed from the elements.
Bearing in mind this was outside and a dumping ground for the previous builder, we're now slowly turning into what will ultimately be the fucking room of all fucking rooms.
Good. What does it look like from the outside, though?
Let's have a look. Now you look back up at the house, you can see the effect. It's all coming together.
we need the underneath the soffit doing, we need the stone doing, we need the aluminium between the windows, and the whole idea and the whole reason for planning was that the house still pops out, so it's going to be light grey on the top and dark grey at the bottom, which sort of accentuates the existing structure. So the bit that was up there before is they wanted to highlight, and down below wants to disappear, and that's what we'll end up with.
The rear garden is still looking a bit on the sparse side, so Guy is parachuting in almost 30,000 pounds of trees and plants to give it a good sprucing up.
You can see it already, just with a small amount of plants. Perfect, do exactly what you did. We've got another 20 of these coming.
Also in on Guy's green-fingered marathon is New York labourer Travis, who still hasn't got to grips with the local cuisine.
I'm gonna tell you what's wrong with British food. So now you come to Brooklyn and you're gonna get Italian food better than you can get in Sicily. You go to the Spanish neighborhood, you're gonna taste the sofrito, the chuleta, the gandules, the arroz con pollo. You're gonna taste it. England, no matter what I eat, it tastes like a goddamn kebab. No matter what I eat. It's just like I'm in hell.
With the entire house now weatherproofed, Guy can start to bring the enormous swimming pool and entertainment area to life. The first job, Guy's going to bring the sky indoors.
Can we turn it on, please? Ah, there you go.
Guy wants to fit a row of monster-sized canvases printed with a sky pattern beneath these lights. It's an effect that Guy hasn't tried before, but as always, he wants it to look epic.
It needs to look like a stormy sky, which we can then dim down. You know, I could put a cirrus, boring sky in, which just disappears, and that might be the way to go. But what I've gone for to start with is a fucking fearsome magenta, orange, fiery, you know. Wait and see, wait and see. It needs to be tighter. There should be no bounce. Get in! I don't know whether it's too dramatic. This is just a test. But, you know, who wants a wishy-washy fucking cirrus sky in it? You know, if I'm copying the British sky, I may as well just get a grey canvas. What I want is a, you know, fire! Fucking fire! Remember, it's from the pool. Swimming on your back beautifully against the jets, looking up at the thunderstorm. It may be a little bit too dramatic, but I like drama, as you've seen.
The rest of Guy's dramatic canvases will take a couple more weeks to install and light properly. But in the meantime, Guy's team of electricians have been sent underground, as there's an ancient abandoned cave to be lit.
Works, Smithy, doesn't it? So that fucking works, doesn't it? This is what hundreds and hundreds of years ago, somebody came in here with a toffee hammer, and they spent however long they did. You know, there were probably generations of families who've done that, and what we're trying to do is highlight it.
Part of a vast labyrinth of caves running beneath Nottingham dating back at least 1,000 years, this cave will have the honour of becoming a Superhome wine cellar.
And all I want to do is display a bottle. So I'm going to have a larger ring and a smaller ring where the bottle can go through and rest the neck in this bottle, so you keep the cork moist as you're supposed to, and then just randomly dot them all up here. You know, you can still have a few hundred up here. And the temperature down here as well. In the summer it's cool, in the winter it's warm. You know, this is air conditioning for the fucking medieval, isn't it? This is what makes it all worthwhile, really, because I know that for hundreds of years, now we've discovered this, it's always going to remain, and when I'm long gone, somebody will be enjoying this, I hope.
With work both below and above ground progressing nicely, Guy has time to jet off on a little family jaunt to the south of France.
You can see our house over there, look. There's our house.
and a couple of days relaxing in his own 10-bedroomed villa.
So over there is Saint-Tropez and over there is Monaco, but in the winter you can actually see the, the snow on the mountains.
But when Guy first bought this villa 4 years ago, the view he was confronted with was not so pleasant.
To start with, when we first came here, the key issue in the house, one word, is fucked. The roof was leaking, there was shit pumping out the floor. My decorator actually had a nervous breakdown. When he came here, the first 3 weeks, he was just crying in the garden. I knew whatever was wrong with it, I could put right.
"5 months of hard graft under Guy's watchful eye saw the villa restored to its former glory, and then some.
Entertainment area, this is where you spend most of your time. Put a bit of a bar area in here, into the kitchen. Cyril comes with the house. This is Cyril. Ça va? Ça va bien, vous? He's a great cook. He prepares the breakfast. He can drive a boat. He can fly a fucking space shuttle. This man, he can do whatever. He's fantastic. So if I ever sell the house, Cyril comes with the house. So kitchen, standard. I've gone with the granite. This was all brought from England. And all I was trying to do is get it to a stage of which I stand here. Do you know what? Forget about the fucking house. Cut all this crap. You can have the walls covered in bastard gold. It's about this. The house actually has 10 bedrooms. Got a cinema.
And as it's a Guy superhome, there had to be at least one enormous bed.
I've never built a bed that's 20 foot long, and I just thought it'd be a bit of fun.
Guy bought and renovated this villa with one eye firmly on the super holiday home rental market.
You can get anything from 15 to 25,000 a week, but you can rent a villa in the south of France for £250,000 a week. Money in the south of France is a very different commodity to that we're used to in England. You have some of the wealthiest people in the world.
Guy has today built superhomes totalling tens of millions of pounds. Not bad for a Nottingham lad who got kicked out of school.
I wasn't the cleverest kid at school, but I was creative. I remember being told as a little boy, and I saw a Ferrari, and said, I'm going to have one of them one day. I got told, don't be so fucking stupid. You'll never have one. And it was a goal for me. I had to start at the bottom. Nobody gave me any money. And I bought a little house and did it up and sold it for a small profit and bought the house next door and then bought a slightly bigger one and a bigger one. It's been a stepping stone to get to where we are today, and hopefully now we deliver some of the most opulent, extravagant homes in the country. And I've got various footballers, high net worth individuals. They want the luxury, the bowling alley, the swimming pool, the waterfalls, the spa, all this sort of stuff. It's not a matter of fact if. I will build the fucking world's most expensive house.
This is my mum. I said, what are you doing now? I'm building a shark tank.
And she said, what a Crying? Why am I crying? Nice! Lay back and sweat your bollocks off. I think it looks good. Let's go and have a look downstairs.
I'm ready. When I turn all the lights off, they all turn blue.